Just when you think the Mackems can't get any worse, they go and outdo themselves once again. Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Hope you're all having a great Monday, except this Sunderland fan here in particular that decided to spend his night out in Newcastle, of course, because why would you go out in Sunderland? Absolute dump. He thought, you know what it is? There's Newcastle's assistant manager. There's a coach from Newcastle. I'll just go and approach him with my phone out, try and wind him up, because you've got nothing else better to do on a night out. How about just have a few beers with your mates? Better than trying to wind up Newcastle United's coach, Jason Tindall. Strange behaviour. Doesn't make any sense to me, this one. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We will play you the video of this moron approaching Tindall in a nightclub in Newcastle. I need to get a reaction out of him. But my dog actually stays quite calm.
I'm playing Sunderland next season. Tell him.
It's not nervous.
Shut yourself.
No.
Are you nervous? No game. No game. Never no game. They've got no chance. No chance. Bless him. He's shitting himself. Guaranteed 6 points next season.
So there it is. I mean, the bloke must be absolutely mortal. He must be on some real good stuff, like some serious class A's and that, like, because, I mean, you can't be seriously behaving like this, to be honest. He must be off. He's not thinking that it's a good idea to go ahead and do this on his Nokia 3210. And what's he recording that on? You know what I mean? To be fair, in Sunderland, they haven't seen an iPhone yet. Hasn't been invented over there. So, not for sale. Still using the old flip phones and that over that way, aren't they? Pay-as-you-go. So he's on his pay-as-you-go Nokia, and he's went over to him, and he's trying to wind him up. He's saying that, oh, you're scared? Shitting yourself, aren't you? Play Sunderland next year. Yeah, mate, absolutely terrified. Because when we played you 2 years ago, we absolutely battered you at your place, and you rolled out the black and white carpet for us. Made it a nice black and white bar. Yeah, dreading it. Honestly, absolutely crap myself for that one again. Playing Sunderland, signed 6 or 7 African players who won't be there for one of the games, probably, when they go to the Africa Cup of Nations. Does anyone know at Sunderland about the Africa Cup of Nations, by the way? They've signed 7 players or something, and they're all going to be away in January for that Africa Cup of Nations. So, unlucky lads, if you thought those were your helping hand, all the games you'll lose in them months will probably be enough to see you down. But you'll probably be down by that point anyways. And listen, the Sunderland stuff, right? You've seen it online. They're trying to say they've had a better window than us. The window isn't closed, lads and lasses. Yeah, got until September, and haven't heard of 90% of the players that you've signed. A Dinger from Brighton, couldn't even get on for them. He's alright? Is he that good? No. Sunderland, I mean, are they getting that obnoxious and stupid already that they think they're seriously going to compete with Newcastle? He's saying easy 6 points next season. He doesn't even look like he's joking either. I know it is. There could be a bit of place for this if you actually had a bit of crack and you actually looked like you're having a bit of banter with Tindall, like, you know, being a bit friendly, smiling, a bit of cheekiness. But he looks like he's just trying to wind him up. He's been a bit aggressive, he's been a bit obnoxious, and he's just not really having a laugh. Doesn't come across that way anyway for me. Let us know what you think of the video in the comments. But when I watch it, I just think, you're being a tosser there, like. You're being an absolute knobhead. So he's went over to him. Easy 6 points for Sunderland next year. Oh, you're shaking yourselves at the thought of it. I mean, my days. It's just outrageous from this bloke, to be honest with you. What an absolute sausage. Big old Sunderland sausage there in Newcastle on his night out, because there's no bloody good places to go in Sunderland, obviously. So he's came to the Toon, and he's winding up. He thought, you know what? There's Newcastle's assistant manager. I'm going to spend my time going over to him to try and get a reaction, record it for everyone, put it online. What a tit. What a huge tit. And I can't wait for Sunderland, Newcastle next season, and for Jason Tindall to be giving it one of those again. Mad Dog in action. Newcastle battering the Mackems. Roll on Derby Day. Yeah? Easy 6 points for us. Not Sunderland. It's going to be an exciting one. I'm buzzing for it. Absolutely buzzing to have those Muppets back in the Premier League and smash them once again. Right then, enough airtime for the Mackems. We're on to Newcastle United now, the only club, the biggest club by a million miles in the northeast, and they've actually left the northeast today and landed in Austria. The lads have touched down there for their pre-season camp, just under a week over there in Austria. A few pedal bikes, apples, and a bit of training for the lads again, and they're going to be enjoying that treatment, and they're going to be hopefully getting up to speed ahead of flying back to the UK at the end of the week for that trip to Glasgow, which I'll be at as well. Can't wait for that one. 10,000 Newcastle fans expected at Celtic Park. That is going to be a wicked day and a wicked start to pre-season, hopefully, and that is where Newcastle will begin things. Obviously, they had that behind closed doors game the other day. It wasn't many of the first team players in action, but they beat Carlisle 4-0. The first game in front of a crowd, Celtic, Saturday 19th of July. The lads will be back from their Austria camp then. So it was great to see Anthony Langer flying out, joining his new teammates and getting involved in all the action there. You've seen Big Dan Byrne back there. He needs more suitcases than that, man. However, that suitcase isn't big enough for Big Dan, the legend that he is, back in the Newcastle United shirt. Gordon's there, Bruno's there, and the lads are getting ready for pre-season. I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't wait. I have missed the matches so much. I'm watching that Club World Cup crap last night. That's the first game I've watched, the final, and it was just boring as it. I mean, what a glorified pre-season for any of that. Hasn't got Donald Trump on stage lifting trophies and half-time shows. What a load of nonsense, man. So, I'm looking forward to our pre-season and most importantly, the season and the Prem and the Champions League again when it kicks off. Sunderland fans watching, Champions League is games that play in Europe when you play like Real Madrid and that. Never mind, they've never heard them before. One of those players that I mentioned, the likes of Captain Bruno, boarding the plane to Austria and touching down over there. We've had a hands-off warning issued to teams that have been linked continuously to these players. So, in the Athletic article, we're going to talk about Sean Longstaff in a minute. Put the old spectacles on and read about this one. If we can click on it and then scroll. Lovely stuff. Players Newcastle adamant will not be sold this summer. Starting off with the main man, Alexander Isak. That has been linked to Arsenal all this time. Years gone by, but they're getting Gyökeres. Doesn't look like Isak after all, does it? Nightmare for them. And then you've still got Liverpool. In my days, it's just non-stop. It's relentless. And with the Akitiki links, they're all saying, oh, well, once they say Akitiki, we'll get Isak. Well, they're not listening, not reading things. Their fan base is actually starting to become worse than Arsenal. AGT, Cop TV, you just need to sort it out. Paul, Redmond, you need to sort... It's not them in particular. Well, Alex can be a bit of a wind-up. But the rest of them, come on, man. These Twitter accounts, they're just so annoying, man. So boring. Anyways, so the same with Isak. 25-year-old staying, going nowhere. Talks over a new contract soon. 3 years left on it anyways. The update on this one is the other link. So we are very much saying that these players are not for sale this summer. Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Anthony Gordon, who has been linked even just over the weekend there with a move to Liverpool and other teams, and where Newcastle are looking at definitely off the market, you know, your Isaks. Gordon's always been the one that's linked where it might listen to a big offer for the England winger. But in this article, the Athletic are stating not for sale. Tino Livramento continuously linked to Manchester City. Bids of around 60-70 million muted in the background by Pep Guardiola's side. Hands off again, not selling them at all. Want to build a team around the likes of a Livramento, have that fullback in the club for many years to come. England's future fullback, as well as Harvey Barnes has been speculation over, but they're saying the Howe does not want to lose the 27-year-old, and then he also doesn't want to lose Nick Pope, even if and when James Trafford signs, hopefully this week. Loads of talk today about Trafford, because he hasn't been involved in any of Burnley's social media posts on their pre-season tour. Not a glimmer of him, not in the background now, so we know the talks are ongoing though, so they haven't followed him out there. We're hoping that a resolution's met. I'm so confident that can get done very soon. Hopefully this week, Trafford will be coming to the Toon for his medical. So you've got all those players there. Hands off, not for sale. Get out of here. Yeah, leave it. We're keeping these players. We don't have to sell. PSR, FFP, we're sweet. So we're keeping a hold of these big players. That's what we want to hear. That's what you want as a big club, keeping a hold of your stars. So Liverpool fans, Arsenal, if you're still dreaming, keep on dreaming, because you're not getting anyone. Anyone. They're in, and they're staying in black and white. On Longstaff a little bit then, a player that could be leaving Newcastle somewhere. It looked very likely that he was going to leave last week. However, Newcastle rejected Leeds United's third bid for the Geordie midfielder. He's not being sold yet because Eddie Howe is not desperate to offload the midfielder. Howe wants to make sure he has got quality replacement lined up if he was to lose any first team squad members. So if Longstaff was to go, he wants the next player ready to come straight in. But then again, when contrary to before, Newcastle senior figures have maintained that we do need to trade to navigate around the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. So people like Longstaff, Willock, and even maybe someone like a Gordon might have to go to get around these obstacles. But on Longstaff, they're still debating behind the scenes whether or not to sell him. Because the problem is you've got pros and cons such as obviously getting the money in for PSR, but with UEFA's homegrown rules, Sean Longstaff is actually the only senior club-trained first-team player on the books at Newcastle United. As it stands, if Longstaff did leave, Newcastle would be restricted to a 21-man squad in the Champions League. 4 short of the maximum permitted 25. Although the club are confident they could cope, they can still register up to 25 senior players in the Premier League. Several squad members also aged 21 or under do not have to be named. Wouldn't be ideal, that one, but could you get someone else in? I don't know, it's a tricky one. So the costs and benefits of allowing Longstaff to leave are being actively debated at St James's Park. Expectation is that may well change as the summer progresses. I mentioned here that if Longstaff was to go, Eddie Howe would prefer someone with similar attributes and similar Premier League experience. Again, why we've mentioned the likes of Jacob Ramsey down there at Aston Villa. We've talked about Odysseus before on the channel. No one's going to pay the fee for him. These are confirmed what I've been saying all summer. He's likely to depart on loan, so there's one keeper that will be leaving, if anybody can take him. Trippier, though, his situation is uncertain. According to The Athletic, the 34-year-old is into the final 12 month of his deal and has been considering his options. He's one of Newcastle's highest earners, so an exit would reduce the wage bill, though Howe values his leadership and creative abilities. Now then, I would have said that maybe it's time for Trippier to go, if it wasn't for the past few months, because since the cup final, in the build-up to the cup final, in the semis and stuff, it was fantastic. And I think in the dressing room, that kind of leadership is invaluable. So I would keep him, to be honest, especially with Champions League. Now, I think he's the perfect study there for Tino Livramento. Backup can come in. I would definitely keep him at this point, because who are you going to get for the money that you'd be required to replace him? You're not going to get much for him now than being 30-fold. I would just actually give him another 12 months or something, me, like tie him down and keep him happy here, and he would definitely be able to do a job on the pitch, and most certainly, as Howe insists, off the pitch as well. Matt Targett, the 29-year-old left-back, yep, he's still here somewhere, don't know where, but, you know, whatever he's doing these days, like fucking Deliveroo or something, I don't know what he's doing, he's not playing football. He's available. Offers would be considered also for Joe Way and Harrison Ashby. Harrison Ashby, I forget about this lad. Remember the hype around him when we signed him from West Ham? We're all buzzing with it. West Ham were good, they lost him. Failed loan spells, you'd say, really, and the likes of QPR and the Championship and where else, but it's never really kicked on for him, which is a shame, like, because he could have been a nice second choice option for Tino, especially with Trippier aging, but he's clearly not good enough by the looks of it. If Longstaff wasn't sold, funds must be generated this summer, others must be offloaded instead. But Newcastle insist it won't be one of the big guns. More on Hugo Ekitike today, more articles about Newcastle wanting him. Us and Manchester United battling it out for his signature, both in talks with his representatives. But I tell you what, I think we talked about Hugo Ekitike enough yesterday and the last few days. Again, just watch the video, I can't be asked again. If any serious developments come out, then obviously we'll discuss it. But right now, no. Newcastle actually have made an appointment today. I was going to say signing, we'll not stretch it that far. Jack Ross. Yep, that Jack Ross of Sunderland, previously managing them, has now been appointed as our head of football strategy. Reporting into a new sporting director, Jack will take on an important leadership role that will help to develop a consistent sporting philosophy across the club. Now then, head of football strategy. That sounds rather vague, doesn't it? So let's just have a quick read about what he will be doing. He'll work within the football directory alongside senior leaderships across all sites, communication and collaboration with men's, women's and academy football. He'll also oversee the club's loan and emerging talent strategy. So I don't know what Shola Miobi's doing anymore, apart from just going on pre-season tours and getting pissed up. Living the dream, Shola. Well done. An ambassador role by the looks of it, because now Jack Ross is the one in charge of your loans and everything. He'll also lead on building strategic relationships with other clubs, introducing new football development and talent pathway opportunities in the UK and overseas. So basically, we're scouting the next Duncan Ferguson. He's Scottish and Ferguson was Scottish, was the link there. He sounds like he's got a lot on his plate, to be fair. This is a big job role. He must be very busy, because it hasn't ended there. The establishment of this model is aimed at enabling talent depth and retention, as well as supporting the development of Newcastle United's global brand and IP. So he's trying to build a global brand. He's trying to get loan signings right. He's speaking with everyone at the club on the women's level, the academy level, the men's level, and just overseeing the strategy of the football club. So, well, got a lot going there. Sounds like a mad old roll of loads of different things going on there, to be honest with you. So we'll see how he gets on. He said it's an exciting opportunity to help the club build on their outstanding progress in recent seasons and other stuff that we want to yap about. Right then, that'll do for this video. Hopefully we'll get some more news this week on transfers. Like I said, confident of Trafford and stuff happening and progressing. So if that does emerge, then this is the place to be. So smash the like button, smash the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Let us know your thoughts on everything discussed in the video, the Mackem, Confront and Tindall, the sausage. the transfer rumours, all the rest of it. Have a good one, everyone, and I'll see yous on the next one.